Right, guys, so we are now going to look into detail the part of the types of unemployment. We're going to explore types of unemployment in the economy. While we have discussed the causes of unemployment, which we consider to be the general causes of unemployment, we are now going to look into detail about the types of unemployment that we have in the economy. Why is it important for us to categorize these unemployment into types? It's very important, guys, because in every economy, including South Africa's economy, unemployment is divided into four types. Okay, and why is these four types important? It is important because these types of employment are based on what caused that particular unemployment. That is why we have aligned the types of unemployment together with the causes of unemployment, because certain activities that takes place in the economy that result in an unemployment falls within a particular category or a type of unemployment, or a certain behavior or actions by economically active population who are employed in the economy or who are not employed in the economy, what they do actually leads to a certain form of unemployment. So it's very important for us to align the causes of unemployment with the types of unemployment, because these types of unemployment are based on what caused those unemployment in the first place. We're going to look into a key types of unemployment. We're going to look into structural unemployment, frictional unemployment, seasonal unemployment, and cyclical unemployment. So it's very important for the purposes of your examination to be able to discuss these types of unemployment either as types of unemployment or as the causes of unemployment in an essay type question, because in terms of the examination guideline, you will be required as an essay type question to discuss unemployment in detail, in particular in South African context. So it's very important for you to be able to get that 26 marks as on an essay type question, meaning on the body part. So meaning in any question that requires you to discuss unemployment in detail, you are going to look into the causes, you are going to look into types of unemployment while you're already discussing the unemployment characteristics as well. Right, guys, so let us start with frictional unemployment. What is frictional unemployment? Guys, frictional unemployment is the form of unemployment that occurs when a worker is changing jobs or has resigned in order to search for a new job. Okay, so we understand, as we indicated, that a worker may become dissatisfied with their current employment and look for a better options or a better job somewhere else. So for you to be able to find a job, you do understand that you have to draft CVs, you have to submit CVs, you have to attend interviews, you have to go through the placement processes, as you have discussed in detail on the business studies under the human resource management, in terms of recruitment, how employees are employed and so forth. So you will not be able, if you are currently employed and you are not satisfied with your employment, to do what? It will be difficult for you to job hunt and attend interviews while employed full time. So workers often resign in order to search for a new job. Once a person resigns, they become unemployed. As a result, they are contributing to the increase in numbers of frictional unemployment. Are we still together, guys? Yes, very important. Then secondly, we have what you call seasonal unemployment. What is seasonal unemployment? Guys, seasonal unemployment occurs at certain times of the year. Meaning what? This is a seasonal unemployment. The numbers of this unemployment increases based on a certain specific time of the year. What do we mean? Guys, a number of industries have peak times and then off-peak periods. And I think you understand by now, based on what we've discussed when we're doing the business cycles in term 2, in terms of what is a peak period. So a peak is the highest point, meaning the activities are at their highest. So a number of industries have peak times and then off-peak periods, meaning when a certain industry is at its peak, meaning the activities in that particular industry are at its highest, the demand for labor in those industries is increasing. As a result, they demand more labor. The number of unemployment figures go down because many people get employed in those particular industries. However, when the season comes to an end, when the period comes to an end and a particular industry, it enters what we call the off-peak period. That means they have to lay off workers, they have to retrench workers, they also have to do what? They have to downsize in their operations. As a result, leading to more people losing their jobs. And once a person loses their jobs because the season has ended, that means the numbers are contributing to an increase in seasonal unemployment. Let us make an example that the tourism industry in the Western Cape is busy in December and January but offers fewer jobs in other months. Why? Because December is summer and Western Cape, particularly one of the leading cities, which is Cape Town, it receives the number of tourists. Many tourists visit Cape Town in December. That means many hotels are going to have more people in December. Many restaurants are going to have more people in December in Cape Town. Many retail shops are going to experience an influx of people during December period. That means this businesses in these industries, the hotels, the restaurants, the retail shops, and all the tourist sites, they hire people in order to cope with an increase in number of people that are visiting the Western Cape. Similarly to Durban as well, because people visit Durban in December because it's a coastal city. People want to go to the oceans, to the seas, to swim and do all these things. So the number of people are being employed during this peak season when tourists or people are flooding this provinces of KZN as well as Western Cape. But in February, the summer period or whatever period it comes to an end, that would mean that the people are starting to go back to work. That means the season of touring Western Cape, of touring Durban comes to an end because it's now a new year. People need to go back to their jobs. They need to go back to their home provinces. What does this mean? This means that the people who were employed during December and who were employed during January to cope with the number of influx people, it's also is being reduced. That means people are now going to start to lose their jobs. I normally make an example with Shoprite. When you look into Shoprite, now that we are approaching November, you're going to start seeing Shoprite employing more casual workers at the tills, where they have people that are packing for you, that are doing all these things. You're going to see new faces in Shoprite during this festive season. Why? Because festive season, people are on holidays. We are buying a lot. We spend most of the time at the retail stores. That means we are going to buy more. That means Shoprite is going to experience more influx. That means so for the queues to move fast, they're going to employ more cashiers, temporary cashiers, to cope with the number of people. But it comes January or come February, those people that were there during December were in different uniform of Shoprite assisting the cashiers at the tills will not be there because the season would have ended. So that's what we call the seasonal unemployment. And thirdly, we're going to look into what we call the structural unemployment, guys. Very important. What is structural unemployment? Guys, this is the form of unemployment caused when the workers looking for jobs do not offer the skills needed by the businesses or are not in the locations that are needed by the business. Very important. And we discussed this in detail when we were doing the demand for labor, when we're doing the demand for labor in term 3. We indicated that the businesses demand labor based on the skills that they require You understand? So when a business requires certain labor at a particular time, the labor that offers those skills must be available. If we reach a point that we do have job opportunities, the economy is providing job opportunities, but the people that are in that particular geographic area are not able to provide the skills needed, that is going to lead to what we call the structural unemployment. So, what we understand again is that over time, a country will stop producing certain things and start producing other things, causing structural unemployment. I'm going to make an example. Guys, if South Africa as a country stops farming fruit and vegetables and start mass producing electronic equipment, this would suit young, newly qualified and skilled workers who are from universities or from TVET colleges. That means if we stop farming fruit and vegetables and we start producing mass electronic equipment, we start to produce many electronics, this shift in our economy would suit young and newly qualified skilled workers. But the farm workers who are currently working at the farms at the moment with few skills would probably end up being unemployed. Do you understand? Yes, similarly to what we are currently experiencing in South Africa, I know you are aware that South Africa is rich in minerals, we are rich in gold, we are rich in coal, we are rich. So I'm going to make an example about coal. South Africa is experiencing, or we are running out of coal. Many coal mines in Mpumalanga are closing down. And the worst part is that one of the many power stations of Eskom is fully powered by coal. It's coal powered by electricity generating power station. What will this mean if we run out of coal and we stop producing electricity using coal and we start producing electricity using nuclear energy? For example, people who are going to be able to find jobs are the newly equipped engineers who studied nuclear energy, who studied all those things. But those workers who were working at the coal power stations will no longer be necessary, will no longer be employable because they are only skilled in producing electricity using coal. But if we shift from producing electricity using coal on the basis that South Africa has moved away, or we have ran out of coal, we are now producing electricity using the nuclear energy. That means the only people that will be employable will be the new graduates who have studied nuclear energy, or engineers who have studied anything relating to nuclear power generation, and all those employees who are working at power stations that were powered by coal. The power stations will close down. As a result, they will no longer be employable because their skills will not be meeting what the economy demands. The economy will now be producing electricity using nuclear energy that will require engineers skilled in nuclear energy. Then those who are skilled in coal power generation will no longer be required. So do you understand? So it is important that people continually improve their skills. Okay, because people who do not will become out of touch with the new skills and technology, so they could find themselves redundant and unable to apply for new jobs. So it is important for people, even for you as well, in the future to continue to improve your skills in order for you not to become out of touch with the new skills and technology, which may render you to be redundant and be unable to apply for a new job depending on the changes in the economy. Are we still together? Right, guys, so lastly we are going to discuss what we call a cyclical unemployment. What is a cyclical unemployment as a type of unemployment? This is the form of unemployment that results, and it is very important, that results from businesses in a downswing, not demanding enough labor to employ all those who are looking for work. Remember that at the beginning of Team 2, when we're doing the revision of business cycles, together with the extensive content coverage of business cycles in term 1 as the fourth and last topic that we did in term 1. We extensively discussed what is a business cycles and the two periods that are involved in business cycles, which are explained further by four phases that we have discussed in detail. We said that there are two periods. We say we have a downswing period and we also have the upswing period. Then we say a downswing period is that period when the economy is contracting. When the economy is contracting, many economic activities are decreasing. Okay. While what we discussed in detail with the upswing, we said this is the expansion period. This is a period of the economy expanding, economic activities are increasing. So cyclical unemployment relates to the downswing period. A downswing period meaning when the economy is contracting, we experience unemployment because economic activities are decreasing. Okay. Right. So this, in short, this form of unemployment is due to lack of demand for labor during the downswing of the business cycles. So the economy experiences cycles where a period of economic prosperity is followed by a downswing. It's very important. Why? This is because that the economy as it's experiencing cycles where the economic prosperity is followed by a downswing. This is as a result that a lack of consumer confidence and even recession exists in the economy during that period. So during these downswings, guys, so producers of semi-durable and durable consumer goods. Remember what we said semi-durable goods are and durable goods. The durable goods are those goods that can last for a long period of time, such as furniture, such as cars, and we said semi-durable goods are those goods that can last for a long period of time, but not in the same period as the durable goods. We made example about clothes and so forth. So the businesses during the downswing, the businesses of producers of semi-durable and durable goods experience lower profits, which may cause them to retrench workers. And why are they experiencing lower profits? Guys, remember, we indicated that during the downswing period, and we made example with a recession and depression for that matter, that when economic activity starts to decrease, people's spending habits starts to change because many people starts to be laid off. The price of goods and services are increasing because inflation is going up. Do you understand? So people do not spend money on luxuries. People are reluctant to be buying cars. People are reluctant to be buying houses. People are reluctant to be buying expensive clothes during recession. Okay. As a result, the producers of cars, the producers of luxury goods, the producers of these nice things that people consider to be luxuries that are bought by consumers, they start to experience lower profits because people are not buying as they are used to buy when the economy is at prosperity or peak. Do you understand? As a result, because they experience low profits, they are going to retrench workers in order to cover their operating costs in order to remain in the economy or to remain in business. Very important. So it's very important for you to understand how the producers of semi-durable and durable goods, because during recession, people would rather spend money in buying food, which is what? Which is non-durable goods. Do you understand? They rather buy food instead of spending money on luxuries because the economy is in recession. A food is a need. Remember that in term 1 we discussed the difference between a need and wants. So during recession, when the economy is contracting, when economic activities are decreasing, if you lose your job, when a person loses his job, he doesn't take the money and go and buy Louis Vuitton or Fabiani t-shirt because he does not have an income. He rather save that money and to be able to buy food in order to survive. Understand? So the producers of Fabiani and Louis Vuitton and Mercedes-Benz, they're going to start experiencing lower profits or losses because people are no longer buying those goods during downswing. As a result, they cannot be paying people or hiring people for that matter who need jobs when the economy is at downswing. As a result, they actually lay off workers, leading to an increase in number of unemployment, and that unemployment is called cyclical unemployment. So guys, some people also use the term classical unemployment. I don't know which material majority of you uses, okay, additional material other than the material that have been provided for you. But in some materials, cyclical unemployment is referenced or referred to as classical unemployment, okay. Yes, so this type of unemployment, guys, it occurs when wages are set above the market equilibrium level. This causes the number of job seekers to be more than the number of jobs available. Do you understand? And again, it's going to take you back to how did we set the market equilibrium, the wage or the price for labor when we're doing demand and supply for labor and the equilibrium level of the wage levels. So guys, it's very important for you to be able to discuss these four types of unemployment as types and causes of unemployment, because you can understand now that these types of unemployment are categorized based on the variety number of activities that takes place in the economy, which do not take place at the same time, we do not take place in the same pace, which do not take time in the same speed or same level. Okay. All right. Then I remember that at some point I requested you to look into the effects of unemployment, and surprisingly I received quite a number of answers when I asked what are the effects of unemployment, because what we understood is that unemployment is bad for the economy, unemployment is bad for all of us as the citizens. Then majority of you said unemployment, it causes boredom, unemployment causes people to sleep the whole day, unemployment causes a whole lot of array of answers that you provided. But what we're going to look into the effects of unemployment in economics context. While you may be correct, and you are correct with variety of societal issues that are associated with unemployment, psychological issues, psychiatric issues, and all these other issues that are associated with unemployment and health related issues for that matter. You are 100% correct. But we are going to look into the effects of unemployment in economics context. What does unemployment do to the economy? What do we experience in the economy when we see an increase in the number of unemployed people? So we're going to look into the few effects of unemployment that you must be able to discuss in your examination as part of your answer when you answer the question, either as an essay type question that is discuss unemployment in detail. You need to discuss unemployment figures, you need to discuss characteristics of unemployment, you need to discuss the types and causes of unemployment. You also need to discuss the effects of unemployment as part of your answer in order for you to obtain the maximum marks. Okay. Right. You must also be able to discuss effects of unemployment either as an additional part question in the essay or as an high order question in section B. Very important. Guys, what are the effects of unemployment in the economy? Guys, unemployed people claim welfare, which is paid out of taxpayers' contributions. That means people, the more they become unemployed, the more they're going to claim the social grants, which is going to put burden on what? On taxpayers. The more people become unemployed, the more tax the government is going to need. The more tax government needs, the more tax rates are going to increase. Because remember that government receives its revenue, as we have discussed when you're doing the public sector involvement in the economy. The state revenue, the main revenue for the state or for the government is through taxation. If people are not employed, but government demands more money and less people are paying tax. What will government do in order to get more money from taxation? They're going to increase the rate of tax. And the more they increase the rate of tax, many people they are going to resign or they're going to take early retirement. Okay? Because there is an adverse relationship between taxation and unemployment. When tax increases, people decide to go and sit at home in order to avoid having to pay higher taxes. Okay, but when taxes decreases, then businesses will also employ more people on the basis and grounds that the business tax is now low, they have more money. As a result, they can invest that money in their operations, as a result increasing their production capacity. When production capacity increases, as we discussed, they are going to demand more labor. Right. Secondly, what is the second effect? Unemployment, guys, it causes people's living standards to fall. Which means what? Unemployment is the main cause of poverty. So, similarly to when you are living in a suburb and now you become unemployed, the bank are going to repossess the house, the bank is going to repossess the car. As a result, you are going to be forced into poverty. Your standard of living is going to decrease because of unemployment. So when people lose their jobs, they lose their houses, they lose their furnitures, they lose their assets, they lose everything, and they will be forced into poverty. Again, what is the effect of unemployment in the economy? As a result, guys, when people are unemployed, they are forced into the lifestyle of crime. When you reach a point where you do not have money at all to buy food because you're unemployed and you are hungry, your children are hungry, your family is hungry, people oftentimes resort to crime. They go and steal food in order to eat because they are unemployed, they do not have jobs. So again, unemployment, guys, has an effect, a negative effect to the economy. It affects our perception of the success or failure of the market economy. The very same thing that we're indicating now, that we reach a point where we have misconceptions or we have the perceptions of what makes the success or failure of the market economy. And if you remember, we discussed the different types of market systems, economic systems. Then lastly, guys, unemployment leads to unrest and protest. And I remember that in recently, earlier this year, in 2024, the majority of the KwaZulu-Natal graduates, the graduates from the province of KwaZulu-Natal, they protested wearing their graduation gowns, protesting against unemployment. They're saying that we are qualified, we have graduated, but we are unemployed. So it leads to the protest. But again, what it does, it leads to chaos in our communities. When the youth is unemployed, they have nothing to do. They resort to protest, they resort to all this unrest within our communities. So that is why it's so possible that immediately we can wake up in the morning and we go to work, and somewhere down the line during the day there is just a protest, a full flash protest or unrest. The roads are closed, everything is closed. Why? Because people are sitting at home, so it's easy for them to just gather and just cause an unrest or a protest in our communities. So those are the types of unemployment and the effects of unemployment. So if there are any questions, please do forward them for discussion and I will provide the answers. Are we still together thus far? Great.